Professor TPS finishes his own message, he will be able to join us in the serious discussion this afternoon. Okay, I believe Professor TPS is ready for us when I say serious discussion. Okay, let me introduce.
Recording in progress.
Okay, let's see where we go. There.
You can avoid introduction.
What? I'm sorry. I think something is happening there. Hold on a second. I know you are going.
You can avoid introduction, I said.
I know you will say that, sir. I will not. Okay. I will turn it to another thing now. I know you will say that. Okay, because you are really in haste to listen, but permit me to quickly share just one thing, even if I can't share your thing. Right. Like I said to you that Professor TPS has been traveling around the world. This is one of our amazing past videos that he has recorded, that he has joined us since the beginning of YYCI in 2020. So, and he is still with us. He is still my mentor. He's still our teacher. He's still our patron. He's still our advisory board member. He's going nowhere. Even when he's traveling all over the world, we still have him back to come and share with us. So these are the various things. And I would like you to also see some of his teaching from another places. I've tried to put everything together, but I think I failed in that. So allow me to just invite. Allow me to just invite me while we want to know the topic, isn't it? Even though he's stopped me not to say
emotional intelligence for leadership.
Oh God, you can see what I'm talking about. He is ready. He doesn't want me to introduce him. Okay. All right. The time is here. The stage is yours, sir. Let's start off.
Namaskaram, greetings, pranams, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Thank you, my sister, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas. We are on a travel of transformation and the master class on and off. I am listening to many, and I was fortunate that I am not called immediately as I joined. Therefore, I could listen to both Mike and Hadiana, little here and there. The emotional intelligence and leadership is well connected with what just spoke and then stopped. And the questions, more on the questions. What a great question is that. What is the difference between assertive and attitude? My ability evaluation based on my knowledge around me is what gives me the ability to assert this is what I can do. So it's an activity of the brain to assess my quality, assess my ability, assess my how much I can do. And that when I tell to somebody else, that becomes confidence. That is certain. Confidence is certain. And I have a self-confidence. That is why we say, I assessed myself and I know I can do this. And that becomes my self-confidence. When my sister, Professor Queen Elizabeth, assessed Dr. TPS and say, yeah, Dr. TPS can do this. That is the confidence which others has on me. Right? That is my ability. Evaluation of my ability by myself, evaluation of my ability by somebody else. But sometimes what happens is, over the intelligence, there is an emotion which works and say, yeah, I can do it, though I may not be able to do it. So we call it as overconfidence. I am not capable of doing it, but still my inner feelings, it's a feeling. It is not fact. It is not actual. It is not what is can be evaluated. That becomes too much for some people. That is what we call it as ego. In our language in India, we have got Sanskrit for different words for this. It's very easy for us to understand because one is ahankaram. Ahankaram means I know what I know and I know what I can do. That's a brain related activity. Ahanda. Ahanda is my feeling. And my feeling is beyond my control sometimes. Because brain doesn't work, only feeling works. Because so many people are jumping in water, though I don't know swimming, I jump along with them. Because I am not able to stop my feeling, and that is my ego. I forget what I know, or I may not be able to assess myself. That's also called aham bhavam. Bhavam is the feeling. Aham bhavam. I think I know. It's only thinking. I don't know really. So it's a pretension. Ego is a pretension. I pretend that I know is what is called ego. I know what I know is called confidence. It's very simple. Right? So what comes because of that? If I know what I know and I jump into that, I become successful. So confidence makes you successful. Ego makes you not to be successful. Because if I jump without knowing swimming, just because my ego, it will be a self-sabotage, self-damage. I am jumping into dangerous situation. So those people who have got ego, there is a chance that they may escape from problems. But there is a chance that they may get themselves into big trouble. Okay, now let us come to this condition. What is that I have to do with this question, and what is that I have to do with this analyzing of this? This is what is emotional intelligence. One is a feeling and the another one is a buddhi. Buddhi is intelligence. My buddhi, my intelligence is not able to assess situation. Sometimes my feelings jump into action. Right? I may not be able to walk, but there is something happening. And I feel that I have to help that person. I may keep running. So sometimes my emotion will make me to do things which is beyond my ability. That is positive. Wonderful. Very good. Sometimes what happens is I learned many things, but because of my emotion, I will not be able to do it. It becomes collapsed situation. And I remember my lectures on Bhagavad Gita. Many times my sister attended that. There is a Krishna who is a driver who is teaching the warrior who is sitting beside him, who is a good fighter. He knows how to fight, but he is not able to fight because he is seeing his enemies in front. But inside that enemy, his master is there, his teacher is there, his grandfather is there, his relatives are there because they belong to the other army. So now what happens? He has got full confidence in fighting. He came to the warfield, but he is not able to do because he has got a feeling which says, these are all my relatives, I cannot fight with them. So the Ishvara, the Bhagavan, the God who is the chariot driver, who drives all of us. It is the supreme power which drives all of us. So the supreme power who is the driver for all of our life, asking us back, why you have not thought about it earlier? Why are you thinking now? You could have thought about it before coming to the warfield. Having come to the warfield, now with all the confidence that I can speak on emotional intelligence, I came here. But then I am seeing there are some people who are much knowledgeable than me. If I speak, my ego doesn't permit me to speak because I will become a wrong person at the wrong place. With the full confidence, I came to the program. But everybody is wearing coat, boot, suit and all that. But I am not wearing that dress. My confidence is lost.
No.
So my situations, my environment around me doesn't give me an attitude to act. Why? Because I feel that my abilities are not worth that much to show here. So what happened? My feelings is controlling my intelligence now. I know the subject, but the situation is not very good. I am not able to speak. Many people fail because they have a problem with the emotional intelligence. I know the subject, but no, this situation is not good. I cannot speak. Then the driver, the Ishvara, the God, the supreme power who guides all of us, in that story of Bhagavad Gita, he says, act like a person as if you know, and then start giving a lecture. Don't worry. Don't look at anybody in front of you. Close your eyes, start. Then you will be able to do it. Because the starting problem, this is a feeling which stops you. So don't get the feeling and make you to stop things. What you should do? Act like a gentleman. You will become a gentleman after some time. Act like courageous and start jumping. Probably you don't know swimming also. You will learn swimming in the water. Correct? So that ability you should have. Then he says, what will happen to the feelings? He says, no, don't worry about feelings. That ability of controlling your emotions to perform things is called sthita prajna. So he says, sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. How do I speak? I pretend. I act like a courageous person. What is the method? Then he says, what is stopping you is dukkheshwanu diknamana sukheshu vikataspruha vida raga bhaya krodha. You have worry, you have tension, you have all the negative feelings inside you, and you have got sadness, and sometimes overjoy also can create you problems. I am overjoyed. Then what will happen? My breath will get stuck. I want to speak, but what happens? I'm overjoyed when standing on the podium. What will happen? My emotions will take away all my feelings will take away the words from me. Some people will not be able to do. I am playing fantastic, but the people are all clapping. I am looking around who is all clapping around me. Then the ball comes, I will fail to bat. That also can happen. Because my concentration is not my action. Concentration is my how people are looking at me, how people are thinking about me. These are all extra sophisticated things which should not control you, but that controls you. That is emotional intelligence. I am emotionally upset, emotionally excited, emotionally uncontrollably. It is overwhelming feeling. Therefore, what happens? My intelligence doesn't work. So how do you make yourself as a leader? I must be able to balance the situation. Anything can happen. People may tell you, you are very good, you are so beautiful, your lecture was great. You know what happens? Tomorrow onwards, all the rubbish thing what you spoke so far, you will continue. There are a lot of people on your face, they will tell you, you are very good. Not necessarily you are good. Nobody can tell you at your face, you are not good. No, so somebody will take this as a great appreciation. That means you are listening to somebody's words and you are not even analyzing yourself. You depend on somebody's evaluation on you than a self-evaluation. All these will take your feelings much higher, and therefore your intelligence will not grow. The growth path is not there. A leader is one who has to always grow. If I grow, then only I can take care of somebody else. So emotional intelligence, I should not have too much of dependency on my emotional intelligence. I must be beyond my emotional intelligence. I wrote a book on communication, on emotional intelligence. How do you communicate in a MNC company? How you fail in your communication when you are emotionally not balanced. So there is a misconception that leadership is having only technical skill, knowledge. No, it is all the feeling what you have. You miss your feeling, you miss your attitude, then you will not be able to perform with your knowledge. The skill and knowledge is required for a leader, but a balanced emotional control over the intelligence is essential. That is what is emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence in this today's world of so many people not telling you what is criticism. If somebody is not doing good, I will tell you, no, your grammar was wrong. Your way of telling was not good. So many people will start making you perfect after giving lot of comments. In today's world, what happens is everybody want to be good to everyone. They will not give any comments. They will all tell, yeah, you are great, you are great. So what happens? You are not improving yourself. So in an environment, a boss is there, the subordinate all will say yes, 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 yes. He will never say that you are wrong. So where is the chance of improvement? All his decisions becomes exactly acceptable to the subordinate. But what happens? The peer groups, the subordinates will sit together and say, yeah, he was telling something, it's all rubbish. It's not acceptable to me at all. Then why did you say yes? Because he is the man who is above me. So therefore what happens? The correction never happens. Traditionally, it was not like that. Even a king had advisors. All kings had a different advisors. But today, king doesn't have advisor. Once he gets selected, he thinks I know everything, and all the other ministers becomes under him. He takes decision, others will only obey and then follow that. That is why there is a fall happening. He is not accepting criticisms, positive criticisms. Actually, there is a beautiful word. The criticism is called shaping. Assume that you are sculpturing from a rock, which is a raw rock. I am sculpturing. What am I doing? I am removing all unnecessary parts, unnecessary things which after some time it will make a beautiful shape. So how to make a shape? How to shape people? By removing unwanted things. Always we must understand, it is not adding things makes you perfect. It is removing unwanted things makes you perfect. So what is to be removed from us is that ego, that overconfidence, and then therefore people need to get a lot of criticism. A leader is one who accepts criticisms. A leader is one who will listen to everyone around him. A leader is one who knows his situation. How do I know my situation? Only when I listen to everybody. And who can lead from his situation to a different platform at a higher level. So that means he should have a vision, he should have idea, he should have knowledge, but more than that, he should know where I am standing presently. My present situation must be known, for which communication to everyone around me is essential. And when I communicate, definitely there will be people criticizing and telling you are not good. This action was not good. This suggestion was not good. This relation was not good. You should have not done this. All these have to be heard. Perfectly hear that. When you can hear that, only when your ego is down, you create a emotional intelligence. I am ready to learn from every small boy. If there is a logic. Yukti is the word for logic in our language. Yukti yuktam avadeyam vajanam balakatapi anyatranam avatyajyam apyuktam. Even a small boy comes and tells you are wrong. Don't measure his age. Don't measure his qualification. Don't measure his power and position. Don't measure anything, his acceptance by the... No. Ask him, why do you say like this? Please explain to me. When somebody is ruling and there is an opposition leader is also given equivalent to the minister's post. In any democracy, an opposition leader is considered as equivalent to a minister post. Why? Because even opposition leader have got a right to tell what you are doing is wrong. That is why it is called opposition. Or accept him, listen to him, carefully listen. Don't just object to things. How do you listen to this? Only when your emotional intelligence is balanced. I am not thinking that you are my enemy. I am ready to listen from my enemy also, in case if you think I am your enemy. Still doesn't matter. Tell me what is that you want to tell. So I am controlling my enmity for accepting the suggestion so that I will improve. That's a great ability. Listening to my enemy is a ability which I have got. How do you argue in a court when you don't listen to the other party's argument? You have to listen to the other party's argument. Then only I can justify, or then only I can put my counter right. So it's essential to listen to the opposition. It is essential to understand what the other person has to say. So what is that? For this, there are few qualities. One is self-awareness. I must know this is what I know, understand on emotions, on strength, on weakness, on motivations, what is putting me down, recognize and understand this is my behavior, and my behavior sometimes is not good, correct, I should change myself. I should not get angry when somebody says, let me have patience. Right? The world is not going to become topsy down if I just wait for 5 more minutes to listen to somebody else. That is always possible. No. So understand, my value is punctuality. Okay, perfect. But everything doesn't work by punctuality. Sometimes priority matters. Punctuality is one, but priority is much higher. I have to go to my office. I have to be very punctual. But I have seen somebody is really struggling for a help, and I am the only person who can help him. So the question is whether I should prioritize helping somebody when he is an accident, I have to help him. Or my punctuality is more important. Going to the office and being punctual is important, or attending somebody who really needs a help on the roadside is important. So sometimes value has to be foregone because there is a more prioritized program which I am supposed to take it up. This ability is called self-awareness. Self-awareness is in the situation in which I am there, I can control according to the situation. That is self-awareness. And self-regulations. What is self-regulation? I have got an emotion and impulse, but which cannot control my thoughts and programs and actions. My intelligence sometimes overtaken by my feelings. So I forget everything what I learned. That is why some people, when they get angry, they say, 100 times I told you don't do this. Immediately ask, did you tell me 100 times? Only 2 times. Because the number also doesn't work. Brain doesn't work. So there is a practical aspect of doing things where control is not by the brain but by the feelings. Can I take this little time, take a deep breath, and then say, let me check whether what I am doing is correct or not. So always a deep breath will help you in that. So I keep saying, fold your hands like this, take a deep breath, stretch it up, and then say, is it right? Yeah, no, it's not right. Then we will realize, it's not correct. Wash your face, wash your legs. When you wash your face, wash your legs, automatically hands also will wash. Relax, in a relaxed mood. There is a great saying, when Buddha was going for a lecture, the great Buddhist philosophy, Buddha was going for a lecture, somebody stopped him and said, what you are doing is not correct. Then Buddha said, wait here, I will finish my lecture and come back. So he gave 1 hour for this person to think what to tell. By the time he came back, what you said is correct. There is a worth, because the lecture was so thoughtful, he found that, lecturing is always good. So it takes some time for you to realize, if you don't listen to words, assume that this Buddha was giving explanation, lecturing is very good. That will not work. You should have patience. 1 hour, listen to me. Then tell me whether it is right or wrong. Don't, between the words, don't look at it. Look the whole paragraph. When you write a paragraph, there is a method called reductio absurd method. Reductio absurd method. In mathematics, it is used. I want to say the world is very good. I start the sentence by saying world is very bad. But in between, I will say so many people tell the world is very bad because they have not seen the good part of the world. If you read the first sentence, what you will think? This man is going to tell the world is very bad. No, my intention was to capture the attention of people who are negative, so that they will read, I can convert them into positive. If you are already positive, you know the world is good, why should I tell you something? I should tell people who don't accept me. So understand, when I speak, my idea is not to speak to the knowledgeable people. My idea is to speak to those people who don't have knowledge, who get some knowledge. My objective and scope is very clear. If my objective and scope is not very clear, so I am not giving lecture for Mike, my professor, and my sister. I know this is going to go for the YouTube and some people will listen. I know you are all more knowledgeable than me, but still I am doing it because we are all tool for taking our consolidated effort of giving awareness for a social awareness. So what is leader's quality? He doesn't do for those people who are around him. I am not doing it for the 4 people here. I am doing it for a social awareness. That's a great point. Leader is one who does activity not for people around him, for a social awareness. A leader in your country is not one who satisfies your country people, but satisfy the whole world around. I am a leader in my house only when I take my family around. No. I am a leader only when my family doesn't create a problem around my family. My neighbor should not have problem. And my neighborhood, I become a leader only when my city doesn't create problem for other cities. In my country, I become a leader only when my country doesn't create problem in the other part of the world. See the growth path. That is social awareness. It's a great understanding of what the world is around me. What happens when we get angry? When we get angry, we don't see anything else. We see only very small people around me. We become blind. So your emotions make you blind. Biggest problem is I am either happy or sad. What happens is I become blind. Don't become blind. Emotions make you blind. That is why most of the problem happens in the world. Lest they are in full need of satisfying themselves, they create problems in the society because they become blind. They don't understand the consequence. I remember Shakespeare said, if I can trammel up the consequence, the source is success. That's a dialogue. If I can trammel up the consequences, the source is success. Who is a great man? If my actions create some consequences, if I can put that into my nest, if I can trammel up the consequences, the great dialogue, Macbeth dialogue, If I can trammel up the consequences, the source is success. If I can take care of all the bad effects which comes out of my action, I am the most successful person. So that is social awareness. Developing empathy for others, compassion for others, building up good relationship. All that happens when I don't immediately react. Take a breath. Somebody wanted to scold me. Yeah. No problem. You can scold me. Mike, you can scold me. But before that, drink 1 liter of water. Still you want to scold me? You drink another 1 more liter water. I am sure you will drink a lot of water. Then you will say, I will go to washroom and clean my pressure. All your pressure will go in flush. And then you will forget what for I was trying to scold Dr. TPS. I forgot because it has gone in wash. So the best method to hold your emotion is stop. You want to hug somebody? Stop. Let us wait for some more time. Look at it, whether it is worth doing. Sometimes a hug can create a lot of problems. Correct? My culture is different, your culture is different. So it doesn't work. So wait, keep a distance and then watch for some time. Emotions have to be controlled. And that is emotional intelligence. Controlling my emotions, because emotions are blind. Most of the time it is blind. Therefore, what am I doing? I am managing my relationship. That's a great point. I am managing my relationship. That is the topic of the whole program is on relationship management. What is relationship management? Yeah, somebody comes and says that no, Dr. TPS is great, Sister Elizabeth is great. Watch them for some time. Are they really genuinely saying, or are they making you to become happy so that tomorrow some advantage they will take around you? It's very difficult. The world is very bad. World is not very, very good in these days. So therefore, effectively managing my interaction with my people around me. In the social media, that's the biggest problem. There are a lot of traps. You trust somebody and then open up, every details are given, you are in trap. So relationship management, effectively managing your interaction, relationship with others. Don't get motivated just because somebody speaks good about you. Wait, a relationship doesn't long for long time. Sometimes it's like happiness. Happiness stay for some time. Yeah, I have got an itching here. Scratching gives me a lot of happiness. But after some time you realize, yeah, I wounded my own because I kept on scratching. Don't control. That is control. Let me not scratch when there is an itching. If you don't scratch after some time, the feeling will go. Right? So when you want to scratch, don't scratch. Apply some vanishing powder and then look at it. Cold creams, you can apply it. Little more, wait. So every motivation is not a great motivation. Therefore, what happens when you motivate, somebody motivates you? He is jumping, I will also jump into water, I will die. Don't get the consequence, I must know. That is a beautiful word. Macbeth helped me today. I never thought about Macbeth before it started. I know how to control my situations after mouth, what is going to happen. I am able to think about it. I am building my consciousness. I am building my relationship because I am thinking about what will happen. The consequence is understood perfectly well. Therefore, my consciousness is under my custody. There is a feeling which is only a waves in the sea. The deep inside is the consciousness. The waves in the sea is the turmoil which is created out of the wind, which is not part of the ocean. It is an external force which is making it. Where is the real ocean? The deep within silence. All of us are deep within silent. But we become violent based on the situations outside. So don't get accustomed or get adapted to the violent situations outside. During that time, understand you are deep within. Assume you are, I keep saying to the youngsters when they come to me, you are 15 years old, but behave like 25 years old. A 25-year-old person comes to me, I keep saying, don't behave like 25 years old, behave like 50 years old. So what are you doing? You are becoming more matured. More and more matured. If a small child is not behaving like a child, we say you are matured. You are decent. You are behaving properly. So emotional intelligence is maturity. The impact on emotional intelligence, I don't have to tell how is it related to leadership. We expect a leader above his age. A leader can be at 30 years, but we don't tell them he is at 30 years. He has to be at the age of 50. Then only we say he is matured. Do we want a leader to behave like a young child? No, we don't want. A 40-year-old leader, you can see somebody comes into power as a prime minister's seat, though he is 40 years old, he gets into a maturity and behave like a 60. Automatically they get into a power. I worked with the Prime Minister of India. I have seen how matured the situations are. When we reach into that office, automatically our maturity comes. We don't play like the way we are playing. What we do at home and the way we behave, we don't behave in somebody's house. We will become more matured. So what is emotional intelligence? Understanding the situations or creating my situation in such a fashion, I become more sophisticated, not that simple. Because a lot of power position comes, I behave like that. So building that sort of a situation in me so that people around me find a trust in me. Oh, this man is little senior. Though year-wise I need not be senior. I've got a lot of my brothers who are all younger than me. No, elder than me. But still they come to me as if taking some suggestions. Because I have got a grey beard. They all have got a black beard. No? So I said, I am not that old. I am younger than you. But still they consider me elderly because the behavior is like that. The rapport is like that. The trust which I gave is like that. The feelings are like that. So what are we doing? We are pretending that we are. It's actually an acting. We are pretending that you are more matured. But some situations we go to the park, we behave like a young child. When I see my old classmate who studied with me in those school days, I will forget that I'm a scientist. I will forget that what bank balance I have, all that power position, everything we will forget. We will play with them. Seeing that time, how are you playing like this? That is emotional intelligence. Depending on the situation, I know how to change my ability to. In a party, I will enjoy, but as soon as I come back to office, the same person who was having drinks with me, I will say, no, now we are boss and subordinate. Let us behave properly, right? So that ability to change your roles according to the situation is what is exactly emotional intelligence. It is not that everywhere I have to be very serious. I should also have my leisure time. I should also have my party time. Therefore, what will happen? My communication will improve. The decision making ability will improve. I will have my own creativity. I will add creativity and innovation from all the people around me. There is no conflict. Actually, there is a conflict, but not there is no conflict in my views. I am very matured. Who has got conflict? When he is not able to decide what he wanted. I want, and this brain says don't. There is a conflict between my buddhi and the manas. That is the biggest problem. Every egoistic person is upset because his brain says do it, my healing says not do it, sometimes feeling says do it, brain says don't do it. So it's always conflict between the brain, the intelligence, and the feeling. I want to gift some money. My feeling says somebody came for a help, I want to help. Let me give some, transfer some amount to his bank account. Immediately my brain will say, don't do it. No, never do it. Last time we did it, we found that was not a correct thing at all. We have conflict. There is a great saying, conflictology is a big problem. Einstein to Mahatma Gandhi in Einstein physics is the greatest person. We have a great leader in India who is called Mahatma Gandhi. We keep saying he is a man of conflictology. When India and Britain was fighting, he was telling, don't fight at all. Let the military come and then fight you. Don't fight. Keep quiet. They will go back. That is how he became a man of non-violence. India did not win over UK, Britain, by fighting with gun to gun. India has fought with non-violence. Non-cooperation. Non-cooperation. What is the non-cooperation? Everybody was wearing dress which is imported from UK. India said, we are not going to buy any clothes. We may become very poor, dressless, half naked, no problem. We are not going to buy the cloth from UK. You need a lot of courage. That is leadership. That is why he is called the father of nation. And he did not start that war in India. He started in Africa. And you go to America, every county, every library, there will be an array of books on Mahatma Gandhi. American people purchased all the life story of Mahatma Gandhi in 1970s. He is a man of emotional intelligence. He never reacted to situations based on his power. He was a great leader. He could have told, let us fight with the military. No, he said, let us not fight. No civil war. You know, there is a great saying. We have in the east and west boundaries, when India was partitioned, people were going to the west and east. Both are Muslim countries, Pakistan and Bangladesh. India was in the middle. Lot of people were asked to go. All the Muslims have to go to Muslim country. India will become a Hindu country. And in the east Pakistan, the west Pakistan, lot of people moved. And millions of people died because they were fighting each other. Military people were there. And you know how many? More than 50,000 soldiers were standing to safeguard them to transfer from one country to another country. And in the East India, in the Bangladesh border, one man was there, and that was Mahatma Gandhi. No military. He said, no military, I will see that nobody will be harmed. And nobody died during that people traveling across the border. So therefore, it's Winston Churchill, I think, or Mountbatten Prabhu, who came, the Mountbatten. the ruler from the UK, during that time, he said 50,000 soldiers equivalent to one man army. That is Mahatma Gandhi. See, that is because your leadership is so emotionally controlled. When somebody shouts and says that you are favoring this party, you are favoring the other party, he will say, wait and see. Don't scold me. Wait and see. You know, this is the method. Wait and see. Don't emotionally become upset. So leading is not through the power, it is through the buddhi and the manas. Resolving conflicts, managing the problems is a great ability of a leader, and understand no problems can be solved by fighting. The whole world is fighting. That is where the relevance is. No war has solved problems. It is only destroyed people. No power can be checked by identifying how many bombs you have, how many bombs I have. So you should have the resilience, resolving ability, conflict management, effectively looking at with empathy and understanding for solving the problem. So managing conflict is the great ability for every leader, and that comes only through emotional intelligence. I can't go on and on, but I wanted to give some few points where probably I told you understand what is my happiness and what is my enemy's happiness. If I can understand who is standing the other side, I can see his emotional feeling, I can reflect and then find out what he wants. So self-reflection and mindfulness, happiness, understanding the emotion of the other person so that I become empathized with him. I have a gratitude feeling for everyone around me. I told you the social awareness. And this comes only by educating people properly. We are not educating. The purpose of a different country giving fellowship to the Indian citizen, developing nation, you come and study in UK, this much money is given for you for your as a fellowship. America gives a lot of fellowship to people. You know why? That is called a soft relationship. When some people go and study, stay with the other country, definitely there will be a rapport. When I talk to people from different country, I will feel a relationship. That relationship has to be built.
Public relations.
Yeah,
It's sort of
public relationship is built like that. That's a great power every leader should have. The leadership should not giving training by lecture. It is by spending time in somebody's place, investing time in somebody's house. When I go to somebody's house, automatically I feel that I am part of that family. I was there in Sri Lanka the other time. I was talking to them the relationship between India and Sri Lanka. They accepted so well, and every word which they speak I could understand, because slowly you should speak. Then I will tell you the meaning. I said that language I don't know, but I said word by word you speak, I will tell you the meaning, because that has got a great relationship with the language which we speak here. See, you need that patience, and leadership is developed by lot of programs. That program need not be related to the conflict. That is why we have got cultural relationship, art relation. When I was in US, what I did was, I cannot tell I can come to church. They will say, you are a Hindu, why are you coming to church? I said, I have some music, let me teach music to you. And I did an ethnic expo. So I taught music to all the music core group, and they become very close friend of mine. Then the priest called me for a Sunday ceremony. I was there as a priest. I assisted to him as a priest. Then I started teaching Bhagavad Gita there. So the relationship has to be built by lot of programs. I am sure we have never spoke about how Sister Elizabeth has to look at me and how DrTPS has to. But we were speaking about the different leadership programs, relationship, or so many different topics. I am sure the relationship comes. We are meeting people, each other. Brother K is my close brother. Why? Because we are meeting on different occasions. When there is a book reading session, we are there together. Right? Therefore, that face-to-face relationship comes only when people look at it. That is what creates. There is a great Indian saying, English saying, familiarity breeds contempt. Actually, it is wrong. I am writing a book where all the old quotes I am rewriting. Familiarity breeds relationship. Familiarity breeds love. Why do you say when I see you many times I hate you or what? No, we cannot hate people because I am seeing you every time. So that quotation itself is wrong. So the old quotations don't capture it, because that time it was valid. Today it is not valid. Familiarity doesn't breed contempt. Familiarity breeds love. People study together, they fall in love, they marry. People work together, they fall in love and marry. Like somebody don't want to have it, they must have written, don't become so familiar, you will be in trouble. No, familiarity doesn't breed contempt. We have always, but we should have patience. We should understand, look at them, understand the culture. All that is essential. Uddhared atmanatmanam atmanam avasadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. My brain can be my, earlier I said my brain is my problem. Brain and emotion can be together. Only when you are a spiritual person. For a spiritual person, the brain and the feeling, the buddhi, the intelligence and the feeling will not become conflicted. So who is an emotionally controlled person? Who is an emotionally intelligent person? He is a spiritual person. He will have patience, he will have maturity, he will say, wait, nothing to go. Let us find out the role, goal, value. The other time also I said, let us find out. At this moment you are thinking like this because you have severe fever. Let us treat your fever, then every problem will go. Right? I have severe headache, everything around the world looks reverse. The globe itself is rotating. Why? Because I am rotating. Otherwise, when I am with the globe, I will not know the world is rotating. Now you stand and then start rotating yourself 100 times, you will see the whole world is rotating around you. And you will fall sick and then you will fall down. Why? Otherwise, all the world is rotating. But you are doing it much faster by yourself, while others are stable. When you are running in a bus, you don't see outside, then only you see you are running. You are seeing inside the bus, you don't see the bus is running. So take people along with you, you will feel more comfortable. A leader is one who can take people along with them. Otherwise, you will think that you are running the world. You are not running the world. I am only a small person in the whole globe. I am only in a small place in the whole globe. Globe is very big. The world is very big, in which I am occupying a small place. And the world has got 180 crores of years of life, in which I am living only 60 years, maybe 70 years. It's a small time. When I realize I am a spot and I am only having very little time in this world, I think that is the greatness which everybody should have. Understand, I am not ruling the world. Even the greatest man should say, I am not ruling the world. There is a great saying, an old king was, earlier what happened was kings used to fight with the king and somebody takes overpower and then he used to be put in jail. Correct? That is why the punishment was. They were not killed. Most of the time they were put in the jail so that he will suffer them. And a wise man has gone to a king and said, I am going to a small box. Don't open it. Only when you are in real trouble, you should open it. He was a king. So he said, there is no trouble at all. Why should I open it? He did not open. But he was overpowered by somebody else. He was put in jail. He was thinking, is it the difficult problem in my life? But I am getting food. I am getting sleeping place. Why should I think that this is the biggest problem? One of his relatives was outside the jail. He started fighting. And this was the old uncle who has been captured out and then fought with the king, became successful. The old king again was put back into the seat. He again became king. The small box was still with him. He was thinking, should I open it now? I got my kingdom back. He thought, anyway, all the problems are solved. Let me open it. And what is written inside that box? There is a small slip which reads, even this will change. The message was, even this will change. So every time we must understand we are in a deep problem. Understand, even this will change. When I am fully sick, I must understand, even this will change. There is a big rain, I am drenched, I cannot escape from that place. Read that shit. Even this will change. Correct. There is nothing which cannot stop me. And my positivity is, even this will change. So don't worry, even this lecture is going to end. We will all become peaceful. Correct. Good enough?
Yeah.
I can go on and on. I thought somewhere I should
No.
stop, right? You are not
No,
showing a red flag.
Dr. TPS, can I raise the part you say that familiarity breeds contempt?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, what do you call, it is, there's a truth in that saying. Familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
What was it that you said? You are against it, right?
Familiarity breeds love, not
Yeah,
familiarity
you said
breeds contempt.
familiarity breeds love. Familiarity does not breed
Don't give this quote to your wife. She will scold you. Oh, you want to go now and find somebody else. Familiarity breeds contempt.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Well, are you going to finish up there? Because you're still coming
Good
back
enough.
tomorrow.
I think good enough. I
That's
think you
good
can ask
enough. That's
questions.
good enough. Now it is time for questions. I want to say thank you so much, my mentor, Professor TPS. You've enlightened me more of what I have known before. And that is why I'm always craving, because you always bring new ideas. In fact, all our great leaders on this platform, majority of what you are sharing, I'm hearing it for the first time. And that is why we have to put our mindset to a position of embracing new thing, growing our mindset, updating our knowledge. Because if we put ourselves in a position of I know it all, we are fooling ourselves. But if we set up the mind and say, yes, I know some few things, I have wisdom, I have knowledge, I've got so many experience, but I still need to learn more. I still need to learn from others. When you put yourself, position yourself in that area, then you are growing your mindset. And that is why I always stand up. If you can't renew your mindset, if you can't grow your mindset, I wonder what you want to do. I wonder if you really want to transform your lives. I wonder if you really want to make a difference and make a change in your leadership, in your society, even in your relationship. And I really appreciate it. I could have reward what you just said, because that is more precise of our theme of this masterclass, and that is managing our relationship will lead us to our leadership. Am I right in that way? That means how
Yes, yes.
to be a leader is how you can manage your relationship. So that is why the combination of leadership, management, and relationship comes in. So you see, I'm working with experts.
No, no,
I,
you have
I, I
chosen
can
you have chosen the topic so brilliantly.
I can only do something according to my little ability. And that is why I welcome leaders. That okay, well, they said I'm leading, but really I'm not the leader. We are all leaders because you are leading me. So I want to say thank you so much for that. And now, questions. I will love Coach Ediana to either ask questions or comment or contribute to what our Professor TPS have just shared with us. Coach Ediana, if you're still with us or you are doing something at the background at the moment, are you with us, Coach Ediana?
Yes,
Okay.
Kim, but I couldn't speak right now. Apologize.
Okay, you're praying. I think it looks like you're praying in the background. That's fine. We accept that. Praying is very important. I understand that. Okay, Professor Karidin, I know you've started. Maybe you should continue your questions, your comments, and your contributions.
I just want to comment. I like the ending part of Dr. TPS because even that, according to him, will change. It's all from the note that he shared from the box.
Which is really very important.
Yes, yes. I think that's very important. And knowing that even when the king realized that even that will change, even he will change, Okay, it means a lot. So I guess us mere mortals on the ground, what little wisdom, what little humanity, what little humility that we can have and that we can keep and we can share it with others in platforms like this. And thanks to the effort of Prof. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, we hope to be able to have effect, if not much, a little onto the generations, especially the younger ones around the globe. Am I right, Dr. TPS?
Yes, you're right.
Am I
Yes,
am,
that
am
is
I
what is
right, Mike?
transformation.
Yep, absolutely right. So I just have an opportunity really to comment. Like Dr. Elizabeth, she said, yeah, we can learn more. And if you want to learn more, then learn more and more.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
and yeah, Dr. TPS like elaborated in a much better way, like about emotional intelligence. Yes, all top grade MNC, top grade companies, they are emotionally intelligent overall. Why? Because they have created a culture of leadership. If you look at the Elon Musk company, if you look at the Steve Jobs, or you see all top grade, including, I'm talking about the Mark Zuckerberg. So what the culture they have created, they have created a culture of listening. The leaders when they come up, like it's a culture in Microsoft or in Facebook or in the top companies. What they do, what the top leaders do, they come into the meeting in the morning, they write up one idea on the whiteboard, and they ask the leaders to criticize. They are ready to be criticized because the criticism can help you to grow up in a much better way. Because and in a Toyota, if someone is not criticizing the processes, if someone is employed in Honda or in Toyota, if someone is an internal client out there and is not criticizing the processes, he would be fired from the company because it's their job to criticize and to come up with the suggestions and to come up to make the processes better by discussing, by coming up with opinions, by coming up with criticism. So that's why, like, they are the top companies, why they are
Yeah.
leading
That's
companies.
right. That's their culture. Mike,
That's their
it's their
culture.
culture.
Leadership is all about culture. It's
Yeah.
like Hardiana talked about. The, there is egoism like comes into the leaders.
Uh,
So it happens only when they're the bosses. Why? Because if there's a leadership culture, there would be no egoist people out there because the people
right.
are ready to listen now. All the top companies, they have 60% people. They have created them as a personhood level. It doesn't mean like they are just donating or they come onto the level. It means like they think absolutely like the top leaders, like they're big fish. And now it means like 60% people, they are thinking the same direction. Another 40% they definitely they would follow. Why? Because it happens in every culture. So they have the all top companies, they have created a culture of learning and development, okay, and performance and accountability. It means everyone is accountable, right? So congratulations, it was a really, really good session, and we are really, together. We are aligned, like to make this world a conducive place for our next generation. We are not just concerned definitely just for one tribe, for one country, for one folk. No, we are here and we are socially and emotionally intelligent. It's we call social emotional intelligence. What what Dr. Elizabeth like
Mike, don't forget. But Mike, don't forget. Even that will change according to Dr. TPS.
yes, of course. So we are pretty lucky, like, and this is all because of Dr. Queen Elizabeth. Like, she is getting all the experts and the great talents, like, on this a great platform. And it's, we are the lights, we are the vibe, and the people will see us, and definitely they will bring one change. And that's what, like, say, if someone is watching this podcast, was just one decision away from a totally different life. We made a lot of mistakes in our life. We lost a lot of relations to it.
Yeah.
But we learn everyone who is socially or emotionally intelligent once he or she was unintelligent. So congratulations for this podcast, and
Thank you.
really
Thank
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really want to throw lights to this. And while throwing lights to this, I'd like to ask a few questions before Professor TPS move on. He made mention of relationship, okay? And that relationship to me, I remembered when I started thinking of establishing this Yes You Can. And before then, I've been an entrepreneur for many years. I've been a businesswoman for many years, and I've also worked as a secretary to the directors in different sectors here in UK. And I've also attended some seminars. But my conclusion with all this, my involvement in seminars and conferences, especially in the areas of millionaires group meetings, entrepreneurs, breakfast, morning breakfast, what they call it, breakfast networking or business something. I've really involved in that, especially during the COVID. I mean, before the COVID, that times I used to go out, I used to travel a lot for that. But my conclusion was that, and that is what I want to bring in what my mentor said this morning, and that is relationship. Relationship is very good. And what I take out of that is that there was lack of relationship. Everybody wants to push their product, their services, because all what they want to do is make money. Make money. In fact, to the extent that some people even approached me during that time and said, silly question, are you married? And I said, what has my marital life has to do with what I'm doing? And then they said to me that that can limit you. And I corrected them. I said, your status of your personality shouldn't affect your life. It depends on how you communicate, how you share your visions, how well you want to be patient enough for the other spouse to understand your vision. You know, how you need to sacrifice, how you need to come out of your way. Because once all these small things is put in place, then they will run with you when they believe that you can do it. And then he also said to me, time flies, I know, but the little time you spend to correct this or to establish this, the more you'll be more productive, because you cannot do it alone and other things like that. And then one of the sudden, one of our great leaders in that meeting, in that conference meeting, really draw closer to me, because I think he could overheard what I have said. And he said he's having interest in that, only to realize that he's been divorced for almost 4 times and trying to build this relationship and other things. And at the end of his thought, you have to conclude that relationship is not matter. It's making money that matters. And I asked him one question, that making money is matters. Who are you going to share that? Because you cannot have it to yourself alone. You need to share it with somebody. And that is why I have to make a correction there to say that relationship matters. And then we went on all along to discuss as well with this relationship. And then I concluded, I can be wrong. My mentor can correct me. I can be wrong. But I concluded that before you start any conversations of your business or your product, your service, and before you can, share it with others what you are doing, and you want people to invest in your business, invest in your services and other things like that, you need to build a relationship. Because when the relationship is being built, there is tendency that there will be loyalty, there will be honesty, there will be trust, there will be transparency, and then there will be integrity. So that's one. And with this, we are all doing together. Professor TPS can see everything I've been doing for the past 3 years. I never shy away from relationship. Even if I'm talking about any other topic or sharing my inspirational nugget of wisdom, there is a way I still need to come back to this relationship. And I like it the way he said it today, that relationship need to be managed for people to understand you better. And that is where you can build your trust or their trust. You don't want somebody to come to you one-off or buy your things one-off and then move on. You want a consistency. You want sustainability in what you are doing as an entrepreneur, as a leader. And that is why relationship is the foundation of everything we're doing. And I also appreciate the fact that one of the things that will make us to build our relationship is to have a better understanding of emotional intelligence. Because through that, you will understand you yourself before you can understand others. And apart from that, you will understand that no one is perfect and no one knows it all. We are all in the process. Even if you are talking about, Bill Gates, because I know that one is popular, and many other persons, when you draw closer to them, you will know that they are still building themselves up. They're still building their relationship. That is why it is easy for Bill Gates to travel across from USA to Nigeria to invest into many people's life, because he understood the condition, he understood where they're coming from, and he also showed empathy. And that's why he was able to invest. And this thing comes not only just being surface and just go and go, but surface on the relationship. And that is very important, because when you build that, then any other thing can come up. Now I have a question. We are talking about the conflicts. I mean, not the conflicts now. They create the criticism. Sir, there are various types of criticism to my own little knowledge. We have the positive criticism. We have the negative criticism. We also have the situation where the person behind this criticism, what is it thinking? You know, but I just want you to elaborate, to enlighten us about this criticism more, because we have the positive, we have the negative, and then we have the state of the mind of the person that is criticizing. I know that at this stage of my life, criticism makes you better. They will not criticize your strength. And every one of us have strengths, we have weakness. And I'm sure that is everything everybody is criticizing will always come from our weakness that needs improvement. Sir, I want you to elaborate more on that.
Yeah, I am not an Englishman. My English is not as good as probably who lives in UK
I'm
or
not
America.
as well. You even have more English than me.
Because I'll tell you, there is a big problem in English. Most of the words are used in wrong places. We don't use the word when you give a lecture. We keep asking, tell me your criticism, comment. Why are you not asking people to appreciate? So there is a word which is called appreciation. When the criticism becomes positive, it is called appreciation.
Okay.
So why do you use the word positive
Or there's
criticism?
another one. Or the other word is constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, positive criticism is actually a inclusive way of telling
Yes.
you are good. So that is called appreciation. But we don't use the word appreciation.
Yes. Correct.
So the problem is in our language we have a different word. The criticism word, very carefully listen to this, because it's a different language I am saying. It is called nirupanam. Nirupanam. Rupam means shape. Why am I able to speak without referring anything? Though I have got a book where I wanted to refer to my lectures, which I thought I will refer, because immediately when you asked me come for lecture, I came. I am thinking in my language what I learned in my childhood and speaking like this. And then what Hardiana spoke, I could get some cue. Then I thought even that is not required for me. Understood? So what am I doing when I am listening? I am interpreting, I am judging, I am analyzing, I am comparing. All these are part of criticism. Understood? So how do I get knowledge? When somebody is speaking, just before me, Hardiana was speaking, there was a question. So what did I do? I started analyzing, I started judging, I started appreciating, I started reflecting. I make my own argument on that. Argument is also like a criticism. Don't argue with me. Why should not I argue? I can argue with you. Argue is putting my views. Putting my view is also criticism. Right? So I am studying, I am judging, I am giving an opinion, I am reviewing. All these are part of criticism. Assessment is also criticism. I will say the lecture from 0 to 10. In America, I found if you go with a pain, the doctor immediately will ask you, you tell me how much is the rate of your pain. Then I kept saying it is 3.25. Do you understand my pain is 3.25? Then he asked, how do you assess 3.25? You tell me 9 or 3. Why? I can assess perfectly. I am a mathematician. So assessment. Always we give an assessment. Assessment is also criticism. I am saying overall performance of DrTPS today out of 10 is only 2. That's a criticism. When you say it is 8, it becomes an appreciation. Understood? So you have to rate. Rating is also a criticism. But we don't generally do mathematically. We just say some comments here and there. Right? Every judge in the court is judgment is given based on his analysis of the situation. What is right, what is wrong. What is right, what is wrong is criticism for general people. For a judge, it becomes a judgment. Understood? So there can be different words. It all depends on what is that we are using, when are we using. That depends on the situations to situations. So it's all a process. Criticism is a process. There is a great chanting which says Shatru Buddhir Vinashaya. You are finding lot of fault. This is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong. And that saying wrong, 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 I salute you, I pronounce to you, you are my God. That is how we pray. Whoever tell me that I am wrong, I pray you. Because you are telling what is wrong in me so that I can improve. So you are helping me to improve. What is God's role? To improve me in my life. So everyone who says very good is not my good friend. My good friend is one who has a courage, who has got a relationship, who has got a liberty to tell that you are wrong. That is why in the family there is a lot of conflict. Somebody says you are not correct. I may not tell to my guests. A guest comes, I will say you are good, very good, because I don't have to see and sit with him so many times, right? When we have to deal with the people, we find fault with them. We criticize. That is the word criticize. Actually, less appreciation, but more of finding fault. Everything is criticism. The ultimate aim is rupam. Rupam means shape. Shaping me is the purpose. Assume there is a big stone and you cut that. The stone becomes 2 pieces. And that piece will have sharp edges. Definitely any stone which is cut will not be very smooth. It will have sharp edges. That stone you put in a river. The river takes the stone. You can see the stone rub with the other stones. So much of portion of the stone will be lost. Ultimately, when it reaches so many years after that, you can see it becomes a beautiful pebble. What is it done? The shape is changed. So what is the purpose of criticism? Cutting your sharp edges, making you smooth. You have to listen lot of criticism. You become more smooth. Anywhere you can flow without hurting somebody else. Assume that you have sharp edges. Whatever words which I will say will start hurting many people. So if somebody is telling harsh words to you, that means he has not got lot of criticism. After a lot of criticism, his words will become smooth. He can flow with anyone. So criticism is de-shaping, reshaping, making my shape so smooth I can flow with anybody. My frequency will become so smooth, I will go with anyone. I can stay with anyone. I become so flexible. So criticism is shaping job. Criticism is creating somebody, a smooth person to live with everyone around him. That is how I look at criticism as a word. Correct? Yeah. Anything more?
Where is Dr. Queen?
I think what we should do is we should look at wordhippo.com. That's a website I use. I was just my wordhippo.com. Go for synonyms of criticism. You will see beautiful words. Another word for criticism. Okay. Censure, disapproval, so many are there. Panning, reproval, critique, broadside, slating, stick, upbraiding, abuse. Abuse is also criticism. Slur, smear, oof. So many are there. Harsh call is also criticism. Bad, these are all negative. What is given as synonym, everything is negative. But actually criticism is not negative in my language, in our language. That is why I use the word, don't use criticism, use appreciation. There is no positive criticism. But we thought it is negative, we started giving. It's like whether dark is permanent or light is permanent. Dark is permanent or light is permanent. We keep saying dark is permanent. When the sun comes, light comes. Correct. Are we moving with the sun brightness or are we staying in the dark, the other part? That is only the difference. There is a great saying. The electricity failed. There is full darkness. There is full darkness. And I gave a light. And I gave a light. And then asked the man, you go and keep this light where they require real light. Where there is darkness, you have to keep the light. So this man moves with the light. Will he see anywhere dark? Everywhere he saw light only. He came back and said, everywhere there is light. Why? Actually, there is lot of place where it's dark. There is lot of place where it's dark. And the boss says, the subordinate, to take this light, keep it wherever there is no light. And the boy goes with the light, goes around and come back and then say the master, everywhere there is light. Because he was carrying light with him. He is not seeing darkness. So, somebody who always have happiness, wherever he will go,
he will carry happiness. Absolutely.
Somebody has got a headache, he will see everywhere headache only. Somebody who find problem, he will go with the problem, he will see everywhere problem only. See, somebody goes to a doctor and says, if I touch here I have pain, if I touch here I have pain, if I touch here I have pain, if I touch here I have pain. Doctor got confused what disease he has. He said, I cannot solve it because everywhere you have problem. But a wise person came and asked, which finger you are touching? With this finger. With the other finger you touch. Yeah, no pain. The finger was paining actually.
All right. Criticism, like if you look into the criticism, it's not to the human nature. People don't like criticism. So, and people start shaping their life. They listen what they listen, they become. They start accepting, they start embracing all the negativity, like what the people are turned up on you or people are talking. So the lastly say, don't accept people's opinion about you to become your reality, because it happens if someone says, hey, you are not enough. So we're talking about the general masses, so the people. So you are emotionally intelligent people. So we're talking about. So what we do is like with the people, with our clients, what we tell them is to you need to develop different kind of groups in your life. So better you need to, because once you are in a picture, you don't know how you look like. So you need a mentor. You need someone who can criticize you. And if you choose someone to criticize you, that's a better decision, because if you're not choosing one or two people in your group to criticize you, because I have developed this with the people, like to develop a criticize group. So the people come with your idea support group, okay, and the idea critic group. Like you need to develop the people in your life, because if you don't develop people in your life who can criticize you, then you must be ready to be criticized by everyone. Because by end of the day, people don't like criticism. People don't like. People want to be appreciated, and you will see people have better relationship, and people stay in your life if you are not criticizing, if you are appreciating. Again, like you said, uh, it again needs a
I
courage.
think make should appoint some people and pay them for criticizing.
we can do it. We can do it. But I'm telling you, like, in your personal relationship, even you are criticizing your wife, do it today. So you, at the end of the day, you have to fix.
No, my sister, you are
I can
muted.
even say
Sister,
that
you
my
are
own
muted.
experience is that criticism is actually what made me where I am today. Criticism is really what boosted me to get to where
Really
I am.
essential.
It's a powerful motivator. Well, that's what she's saying. Criticism can be a powerful.
So no,
It
it
Yeah,
is not
yeah,
just
yeah,
motivation.
yeah, yeah.
I write a poem. I write a poem. I give my
Uh-huh.
poem to somebody to review it. Review is
No.
not to
Yes.
say that your poetry is good. He has to criticize. And that job is called critic.
Yes.
There is critics. The critic is a literature book which is given to somebody to review it, to find every mistake in that. I give my book for a critic.
Critic.
The word is called critic. So the critic is a profession. I was not joking when I was telling Mike, you should appoint people. The critics are appointed for criticizing, so that the comments comes, I can review my
Yeah.
poetry and make it better.
What's
By
the
novel,
spelling?
I
What's
will
the
send it
spelling
to
of
somebody
that?
who
Is
is a
it
critic. Critic is
F?
same
What did you call it?
CRITIC, critic. CRITIC, critic.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Google
Yeah.
critic. That's a profession.
Profession.
Critic
Okay.
is a profession. Yeah, so people are paid for doing criticism. Suppose somebody says he is a critic, don't take he is a negative person. A person, I'm just reading it for you. A person who expresses an unfavorable opinion of something is called a critic. A person, that means it's a job.
Yeah.
Understood? A person who judges the merit of literacy work, an artistic work, especially one who does it professionally, is called a critic. So we have a lot of professors who are called a critic. We keep saying he's a critic. I can tell myself, Dr. TP Shashikumar, I'm a critic. Because many people will send me their poetry, they will send me their artwork, and my job is to tell these are all wrong. This is how it should be written. The punctuation is not correct, grammar is not correct, the title has to be changed. All these, when I say, I am taking the role of a critic. So Dr. TPS is a critic. When somebody comes for a lecture, we have to evaluate micro teaching. Whether your teaching is perfect or not, I will ask to give 5 minutes. The other day I was teaching in a hotel management college. Today only I uploaded that. I am asking every candidate to come and give a lecture, what they teach in the classroom, for 5 minutes and 2 minutes. It is called micro teaching. And my job is what are all wrong with there, so that they can rectify it. So I am doing a critic job. So critic is a job. Critic is a profession.
Amazing. Amazing.
An argument.
Argument.
The another one is called argument. There is a big job itself which is called a Tarka Shastram, the science of argument. How to argue with the people. That is why today debate. The debate is a great, why people give debate as a competition. When somebody says I have to argue and say this is not correct, this is correct. That is how you become an advocate. That is how you become a politician. So argument is wrong. Don't argue with me is not correct. You argue with me. Why you should not argue? You argue with me. Let me see how much you will argue. I will also have points to put, right? So arguing is not wrong. Criticizing is not wrong. Everything is a science. Everything is an art. Everything is a science to improve the world. There is a beautiful movie called Debate. I think it's in UK or US made.
I think
Debate.
I've watched that film.
You must
before.
see that book. The teacher is.
I think I've watched that film before.
Yeah, the teacher is preparing the students for debate.
Okay.
You have to study the subject, no? Then only you can do that. It's not easy. I have to debate. I have to speak about this. I have to think about it. So I'm becoming more creative person. All these are creativity. Anything to do with analysis, judgment, criticize, compare. All these are part of everyone's job.
And I just wanna add something. Like I totally agree. And whoever you are today, at some point it happened that you didn't argue and you didn't compare and you were hypnotized. This is we call hypnosis, and this is what we do like in NLP. At some point, you were agreed with something and you were cherished. You were into it. That's why you were a speaker. Like I once noticed when a couple of decades ago, when I listened first time, Tony Robbins, what inspiring people. It was a brand new idea, like to inspire people. I love that. Like this is what I can do. So I was in love with that. And this is what we call hypnosis. So I was just adding, because it's also over there when we are arguing or we're criticizing. So when you criticize, so it's a different thing. All right?
See, when I conduct camps for 20 people, what do I do generally is, the day they come for my camp, first day, I'll ask them to write names in a sequence and tell them, have interaction with a half day, identify, give a rank for each of the other participants, including you rank. Don't give rank to everybody. 1 to 20, rank has to be decided. After 2-3 days, again rank them. And then while ranking, tell, why did you give the last rank? What is wrong with him? Why did you give first rank? Give a reason for that. So everyone has to identify what is wrong, what is good. So for one person, all the 19 people will find fault. All the one person, 19 people will tell one good thing, one bad thing. Not that everybody has got good and bad. I have to evaluate. That is how I improvise people, transform people. After 10 days, they will find these are all my trouble. It's identified, no fighting. I must tell what is wrong with X, what is good with X. I must tell what is good with Y, what is wrong with Y. That is why I gave you last rank. I gave you first rank because you did this to me. And I found this is good for you. And somebody else will tell this is, so the rank will keep changing. At the end of the day, we will see how people transformed, how they changed. I do this as a practical session in my camps. 10 days, people will change themselves quite a lot. So I keep saying my job is a violent person will become silent. A silent person will become violent. Because first day, somebody will say he is not at all talking to me. That is why I give him last rank. Next day onwards, he will start talking to everybody. Then the other fellow will say, this boy is talking too much. Give him last rank. See, it's all criticism.
I help young kids because
I
I've
do
been
this practically.
with young kids, and I love to work with the young kids, and most of the time I help.
I think we should do this exercise, sitting together, staying together sometime, and then we will see the improvement.
So what I do, like helping the young kids to set their goals, so I ask them, like, hey, what do you want? Right. So write up something on the slip, what you feel that it's totally totally impossible, and I know I can do it. Write it down. Then they write in. Then I just ask them, okay, just keep in word within your pocket or just hide it. And then I ask them to now you just need to know the reason. What can you accomplish with this if you're going to be? Well, one thing like you're going to tell me that what is holding you back? What one thing like can help you through all this? So this way, like we are helping young kids to set their goals, and it's really mesmerizing. And we change a lot of kids, and now young kids, I do, they want to become. I don't believe in like to set any kind of limitation. Like if someone says, I want to become doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become philosopher. No, I don't know. This is not an intelligence. So this is again, it's a limitation. So we are who we are, and we become what we love to do later on. So we're having a great experience with the young kids. So where is our host?
What happened to Queen?
He is allowing us to. He is allowing us to elaborate.
Okay.
I think tomorrow also there is one session for me. Almost every day there is one. Next 2 days I will be there. Today, tomorrow. Then I travel to Goa, Belgaum. Sri Lanka is a beautiful place.
Yep.
Sri Lanka is a beautiful place. I was there 10 days.
Hopefully 10 days are enough. Yeah.
Nice experience going to Sri Lanka. And now I'll be traveling to southwest of India. Come back on 30th, 31st, northeast of India.
Traveling brings a lot of
Thousands of
confidence.
kilometers.
Traveling brings
Keep
a lot
on
of confidence. I know traveling. I don't believe in it.
Maybe before COVID, 3 years back, I was there in US this time. Almost this time I was in US, in Indiana.
So we have to like.
I was there in Columbus, Indiana, and we had a good time. So I conducted a camp in US. So a lot of cultural difference. So sometime in America, using little higher voice itself is a big problem. You cannot scold somebody. You cannot tell somebody something harsh. A lot of Asia is not like that. In Asian, the senior people, the parent, everybody has got a bigger right.
Yes.
They can criticize.
And they can.
Yeah, but America,
They can really kiss after.
you cannot criticize,
like
right?
they can. A lot of people. Once I had an opportunity, like I had. Most of the people complain you don't give respect to the elders. I said why? So if you're gonna say something greater, or if you're gonna do something better, or if you're gonna really contribute something to the humanity to make the life living better, so I would definitely give you respect, but I can give respect to the elders.
No, but in Asia, especially in the East Asia and all, when somebody is grey beard, he says something, even if it is wrong, people say, anyway, old man,
Yes,
let him tell and
absolutely.
go finish.
You're right.
Yeah, that's
DrTPS.
it's nice advantage. That's absolutely right. So, which I'm really opposing. And I'm feeling like
he is only going to live for little time only. After that, we will change. Let him go and then we will change.
Yes, absolutely. That's the perception.
yeah. So it's a perception.
Yeah. No, that is because somebody thinks
Yes.
that when you have grey hair, you are more wiser.
Yeah.
Actually,
but
not
that-
all
that-
people are not wiser.
I always
Wisdom doesn't come with age.
I have a very bad
people get apprehended,
No, see, why I am saying is, we are all more wiser. Mike is not wiser because he has got no grey hair.
So what I say most of the time.
Next time when you come for lecture,
Stupid
no,
people
next time
also
when you
get
come
old,
for
right?
lecture, put
Stupid
some
people also get old.
white paint and come.
So it doesn't mean like
So that you can be uniform. So we have Professor Kennedy with Gray. We have Professor Titus. Dr. Mike, you have to.
And there is another belief, those who have beard is more intelligent, those who don't have beard is no intelligent. So Sister Elizabeth has no intelligence.
Mike,
And he's to be more respectful. No, I don't believe. As I told you, like super people also get old. And yes.
Mike, I think Dr. Tipet is right. All the three of us have got beard, so the impression is that we have slightly more wisdom than those without the beard.
And I do like hear people have beards for a reason.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but I have a reason.
So we need to wrap up now. We need to wrap up.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's good to come together and to share these valuable informations together. Yes, we're about to close now. And just a statement from each one of you to close this section. Who should we start with? I will start with my mentor, Dr. TPS.
I guess world is good. Everyone by birth is good. We are simple by birth. What happens is we are adding lot of complexities to shape us to become sophisticated. When we become more sophisticated, we are not simple. We cannot listen somebody else talking to us. Patience is lost because power, position, the ego, the false ego, everything comes with our education, the style in which we move. So suffering is essential. If you suffer in your life, you will be getting open up. People don't have suffering. I think they have less wisdom, because you have to undergo a lot of training. That is why in most of the Indian situation, the saints, the wise people, we ask them to leave the house, stay in forest, walk around the world, understand the world. When Mahatma Gandhi came to serve India, even after African experience, his mentor told, keep traveling all through the country, see every part of the country, and then come to politics, because you have to experience the world. So experience is what is essential. Not same experience 10 times. Different experience.
Experience is also a curse.
That makes you perfect.
Because experience has a different environment and a different time, and the reasons out there and the environment have the different tools and the different kind of norms. So experience is also something happened in the past, and you can't make decisions on the basis of your past experience. You're right. You're right.
And then experience makes us
Is what I want to
mature.
add. Yeah.
Experience is and I think like we're all joking about the gray or the white bear. Experience is more to be focused on than the outlook. Because like Professor have said, you can have all the beers in the world and not be wise, or not be speaking wisely or acting wisely. But then from the experiences you've got for the past, that can make you gain wisdom and other things. And that is what we're sharing. You know, it's good to have this decorated beer.
Correct.
I'm a woman, so sorry, I can't join the.
Thinking about this. What you can do like that, you can prove it that you are also intelligent, the wiser than the guru. Why? Because
Sorry, I can't.
intelligence, it
I'm a
means
woman.
also inspired. The people are the vulnerable to the intelligence.
And my gray hair is nothing to do with age as well, because I inherited this gray hair from my dad, and I've started growing it when I was 10 years old. So it's nothing to do with my age. So if people look at me, oh no, I'm a young, good looking lady. So it's just the experience we all heard or experience, what we've experienced in the past that make us where we are today, what we're doing today, and what we're contributing to the society.
There is a saying, you become old when you cannot see beauty. you cannot see beauty, you become old. As long as you can
You're
see
still
beauty,
young.
then
Hopefully
you
it's
are
not
young.
allegation.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All
Dr.
right.
TPS.
Okay, Professor.
My last few words. Thank you, Dr. Elizabeth, because I always believe that when you are an old man like me, you need to speak a lot, and if you get invited at sessions like this, your brain starts to work, and if you are quiet and nobody talks to you, I'll be worried that you can, Mike is laughing. You can get, you can go bonkers faster. So the message is continue to read a lot and speak a lot. Am I right, Dr. TPS? Okay, that's from me. Mike?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's really amazing.
And finally from me as well, being the youngest in this camp. Be the youngest in this camp. My taking to share today is about living is learning. The more we live, the more we learn. And even learning can expose us more. Because during that time, you'll be surprised that what you don't know, you know now, and you don't know it all. And that is why the statements, they always say that you can unlearn what you've learned for you to learn new things. And that makes us to look younger, feel younger, and also
But grow older.
I don't know about that.
But you have to grow older. That is transformation.
Okay, so on
What
behalf
I-
of on behalf of YYCI International, I want to express my gratitude to Professor Karudin from Malaysia. Am I right? Dr. Mike Laitman from USA, and my own mentor, Professor TPS from India. You might be wondering what is TPS. I will also enlighten you on that. TPS, as I know, will be teacher, parents, and students.
lip service. I'm impressed.
So if you don't know, you know. I won't elaborate it more than that. Teachers, parents, and students.
Student.
That's it. So thank you so much. Tomorrow again, we are coming back. There we have two speakers. The younger ones are doing their own masterclass in the evenings on WhatsApp. So we have two speakers this evening. So they start from 7 p.m. and they will get on with it up till sometimes because of question and answers. Sometimes they start with 1 hour lecture by typing and voice text and everything. After that, the audience asks questions. After the question and answers, they also contribute and everybody express themselves, and that leads it to be sometimes they finish around 9:30, they finish around 10 o'clock, but you have to give them the platform for them to express themselves, and also it's part of our masterclass as well. So that's going to happen this evening from 7 o'clock. And also tomorrow we are back again. Guess what? We are back with my mentor, Professor TPS Sasikuma is coming back as well with another powerful topic. Dr. Mike Littman has approved, even though he didn't plan that, but we kind of shy away from the full preparation he had for us. He has planned and prepared for this masterclass. So he has agreed to continue where he paused today. So he's going to join us tomorrow to teach us as well. Professor Karudin, we might be open another floor for him to be able to share with us tomorrow. I can't really shy away from all these great men around me today with their beers. So they are bringing those beers back tomorrow. And other great leaders that will be joining us tomorrow again. To me, I've learned a lot. I don't know about all of you, and I've seen that Ambassador Ilori has written a lot. She really following up, which is really good. And many other leaders that has joined us on Facebook. Wow. Thank you so much. Ambassador Rita is our Facebook coordinator to make sure that everything is going right on that platform. I want to say thank you so much, ma'am, Rita Ilori. Thank you so much. So on this note, I don't want to waste so much time. Guess what? We didn't plan it, but it's happened. But I believe everybody has enjoyed today. Just 2 p.m. UK time. Just 2 p.m. UK time. Yes. You got it?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to end this program.
Recording stop.
Okay, I'm about to end this program.
Recording stop.